Welcome back, my friends. Kelly Nash. And thank you. You know, a lot of you give us comments, give me feedback on social media. I'm on all the social media platforms at Kelly Nash Radio. And one of you suggested change the name to the National Briefing with Kelly Nash. See what they did? They spelt national with N-A-S-H. I kind of like it. I don't know. We'll test it out, see what y'all think. The National Briefing with Kelly Nash, because that's what we do every morning. We give you the freshest, latest news updates, and we present it in a way, hopefully it's fun. I don't like it when we have so many doom and gloom broadcasters on the right. The right is supposed to be the fun party. We're the party that enjoys life. It's the left that's, everything's horrible. We are supposed to be enjoying our life. So I'm enjoying my life. And I hope you are as well, even though sometimes the news is horrific or oftentimes the news is a lie. Now, this little news cycle that we're talking about actually started Friday afternoon. It might have even been Friday evening on the East Coast when you have a judge, and I can't pronounce her name. I'll just call her Judge Frimpong because I got the last name, F-R-I-M-P-O-N-G. I never want to insult people's names. I know a lot of people like to have fun with those types of things. I'm not one of those. Judge Frimpong in Los Angeles ruled, and I'll just read it to you from one of the left-wing outlets that some people call the Associated Press. AP says a federal judge Friday ordered the Trump administration to halt their indiscriminate immigration stops and arrests in 7 California counties, including Los Angeles. Absolutely, totally misleading. That implies that the ICE is actually doing immigration stops indiscriminately and arrests indiscriminately in the rest of the California counties and the rest of the country. Nothing could be further from the truth. Every single person who has been arrested and deported is an illegal immigrant. And they're targeting known felons, people who have committed crimes. Now, there are people who are not violent, who happen to get caught up in it. And when I mean caught up in it, if we're targeting a gang member who is riding in a car with 2 or 3 other people, including his grandmother and his aunt or something like that, and they're not legal, well, you're going too. That's just the way it is. But that story, first off, the Trump administration is going to appeal it. I wish they had said, well, it's fine because it doesn't even affect us because we haven't done any indiscriminate immigration stops in America. But either here nor there, they've already told us that they're going to file an appeal and they're going to win that appeal, and that'll be another win. All we do is win. Now, Dana Bash took that story, got herself Tom Homan on the show, and asked this very misleading question Sunday.
One thing I have heard over and over anecdotally is that people who are in the United States legally are scared about getting swept up in all of this because of the color of their skin, because they speak with an accent, because of the location where they might be going. And they're not going out. They don't want to be detained by mistake, have their kids or themselves traumatized. Are you comfortable with that?
Now, Tom Homan answers the question fine because Tom Homan's a pro. But, Tom, please allow me to get this one. Dana, you asked, are we comfortable with that? The better question is, are you comfortable with that? Because this is brought on by you. If you saw those social media videos last week, a lot of people were showing what was going on like the 101 freeway and stuff. There is a legit either fear or there's even more people self-deporting than we'd even ever imagined because the 101 freeway was like empty at like 4:30 in the afternoon. There is a lot of people staying home, it would appear. They are afraid. And if they're legal immigrants, meaning they were brought in to work, or they're actually citizens, as Tom Homan points out, you should have no fear. And here's the reason. Because, Dana, you know as well as I and everybody else, nobody has been deported who is a legal citizen or a legal alien. We know that because there have been several, we'll call them high-profile cases. The first one being Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This guy, you guys fought so hard for a man who had actually multiple deportation orders against him, who is a member of a gang That's the reason he couldn't be deported, is because he was a gangbanger from El Salvador. He couldn't be deported because he was afraid that the other gang down there, MS-13, was going to have some sort of retribution. He was an MS-13 gangbanger. The actual other gang that he was fighting with down there, they were named after some neighborhood block. And that's why his parents sent him to Maryland to live with his older brother back years ago, was to try to get him out of the gang life. He didn't leave the gang life. That's why he was arrested multiple times. But you fought so hard for an illegal who is a known criminal to get him back to the U.S. that he's currently awaiting trial now on human trafficking charges. And he's going to lose that case big league just based off of the body cam footage that we've all seen. He's totally involved in human trafficking. He's a horrible human being. And you tried to make him seem like he was a saint. And imagine what you would have done had he been an actual good, even if he was a good illegal, what would you have done for him? Then the other high-profile case is the girl whose mother and father are both illegals, but she was born in the United States, making her, under current law, a U.S. citizen. We can argue that later if you'd like, but she was, quote-unquote, deported. No, she was not. Her mother was being deported, and they asked, would you like her to stay with a family member in the U.S., or would you like her to go into foster care? And she said, no, I want my daughter coming with me. She was not deported. Her mother took her with her. That's been the twoest high-profile cases. If there had been an actual case where somebody who speaks with an accent, who is a day laborer, whatever, if they had been scooped up in an ICE raid and deported, the whole world would know about it. And you know that very well, Dana. And so you're asking misleading questions. You are the one putting the fear into the legal immigrants in our nation. Secondly, the people hurt the most by the open border policy, and it was a policy, it was not even an open border policy, it was an active, let's get more illegals in here. Joe Biden created an app. I mean, obviously he didn't create anything, but he allowed it, that they would, you could, at one point, not that long ago, you could go on an app in like Venezuela or someplace and say, I'd like to come to America, and we would send a plane to pick you up. Are you flipping kidding me? No, that actually happened. We were trying to get as many illegals in this country as possible. Who does that hurt the most? It hurts all of us. But who does it hurt the most? It hurts the legal immigrants and the legal people who are here to work just on an H-1B visa. Those people, because it drives down wages. And secondly, not only does it drive down wages for people who are on the lower economic scale, but it also drives up crime. Oftentimes, these people that were being brought in or allowed into the country were the very people that these folks were trying to escape. So again, the left, you are destroying America. The media is not only allowing it, you're conspirators. You're the one driving up the fear, Dana. You're the ones driving up the fear, CNN. You're the ones driving up the fear, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, New York Times, LA Times. You're all creating a fake story in order to scare Americans.